For the past half decade or so, Sonos has had the reins on wireless home audio systems. However, a lot has been evolving throughout the years in the multi-room hi-fi sound system arena. So is the Sonos Play 1, a high-quality, relatively expensive speaker released in 2013, still worth your money? Hi, I'm Alex from New and Improved, and you're watching our Sonos Play 1 review. This video will cover four main topics: design, setup, software plus features, and of course, sound quality. Let's get into the live unboxing. First, there's a little tape seal on the front. The box is very nice. Typical, they have their orange and black color scheme. And first thing we have from the top is the paperwork. Who needs paperwork? Protective layer, and then the speaker itself, which is actually, looks like it's wrapped in a very nice felt white wrapping. That could be for looks, probably for looks. I don't think it would do very much against damage. And then we have this bottom, cardboard bottom. It's a power supply cable, power cable. The power supply appears to be, it is inside the speaker. And they also provide an Ethernet cable which you can use for setup and which you can keep plugged into the back of the speaker. Now to get the cover off and slide it right off, and we get the speaker. And first impressions. The top is matte black plastic, very good looking, steel gray colored grille, and I think it would go really nicely. It does go really nicely with all types of room situations. On the bottom, you have this L power supply where the power supply would go in, and on the back you have an Ethernet port and a wall mount, so you could possibly make a surround sound system. Let's talk looks. Right off the bat, I noticed the speaker had a very elegant design. I got the black version, but they do make a white version as well. The speaker is small, but Sonos does make two other speakers, the Play 3 and the Play 5, and as the number naming system may have hinted, the Play 1 is the smallest and least expensive, but don't count it out when it comes to sound quality. More on that later. Wrapping the Play 1 is a gray steel grille, which is very sturdy. If you get the black version, the top of the speaker is matte plastic. Do be aware, however, the plastic does attract fingerprints. On the top, you will find a volume rocker and a play pause button, both made from a nice feeling rubber, as well as a status light. On the back of the unit, there are only two ports, an Ethernet port and a wall mount plug. The wall mount plug can be very convenient if you plan on making the speaker part of a surround sound home theater system. The clean back can be a convenience, but do be aware that there is no 3.5mm audio jack. The power plug lies on the bottom of the speaker. It has an L-shaped connector and was very well thought out. It sits flush with the bottom of the speaker and is very discreet. There are rubber feet on the bottom of the speaker that prevent it from moving around on a bookshelf or a table. The Sonos Play 1 is built to live anywhere in your home, and it can even be put in bathrooms since it's built to resist humidity. It looks minimalistic and elegant with very few design compromises. The size of the Sonos Play 1 is comparable to a bookshelf speaker, and with that there's the added convenience of not needing to run speaker wires like would be necessary with other bookshelf speakers. Just to get this out of the way, the Sonos Play 1 is not a Bluetooth speaker, and neither is the Sonos Play 3 nor the Sonos Play 5. The Sonos ecosystem is wireless, meaning music is streamed over the internet. Setup for the speaker is very easy, and if you already have a Sonos system set up in place, adding another Play 1 is as easy as hitting a few buttons in the Sonos app. Setting up a new system from scratch, whether that entails one or numerous speakers, is a little more difficult. You have two choices. The speaker can be set up over Wi-Fi or over Ethernet. If you choose to set it up over Ethernet, which I did find to be a little easier to do, it can later be unplugged and moved around. The app does a great job at guiding you through the setup process. The Sonos ecosystem is unique since it runs on an independent mesh Wi-Fi network versus just having every speaker connected to your existing home network. Two advantages of this are reliability and low latency. The proprietary Sonos application, which I will go into more detail on in a minute, allows streaming from lots of services, but you can still listen to your local music files. If your music is stored on your PC, configuring the speaker is as easy as pointing the software to the right path. However, if you plan on listening to music from a home server or a NAS, it can get more complicated. I haven't tried it yet, but I'll let you know if I do. The Sonos ecosystem can play back a reasonably large assortment of file formats, including FLAC and Apple lossless. High-resolution audio, although, is not yet supported. We might be looking for that in the future. After the super easy setup, software and features are a focus point of the Sonos ecosystem. The only way to officially control your Play 1 or any other Sonos speaker is through the proprietary Sonos application. More in a second. It's available for your iPhone, your Mac, your Windows PC, and your Android phone. This is great if you're an avid music listener and are subscribed to services like Spotify and Apple Music. Do be aware that you need a premium subscription to both of these if you plan on listening with them. This is an especially big downfall for me, as I do not pay for Spotify Premium but still depend on the free version for my music streaming. Free services such as Pandora and SoundCloud and TuneIn Radio are supported, but this is still pretty disappointing. The same problem exists if you enjoy podcasts or YouTube videos, as you can't stream YouTube audio or Apple Podcasts to your Sonos system. This is where Bluetooth or AirPlay devices really show their advantages. With Sonos, you're limited to only what they offer, which is, to be fair, a lot, but with other devices, you can listen to whatever you want. However, me being me, I found a workaround that lets you turn your Sonos speaker into an AirPlay device via a janky Node.js application called AirSonos. This does require quite a bit of tinkering and technical expertise to get working, and is only really reasonable for people who are technically inclined. That in and of itself may actually be a deal breaker for some people. There is a bit of delay with play, pause, and scrubbing, which makes watching YouTube videos with the AirSonos workaround impossible. But you can still listen to non-Sonos supported music if you're fine with dealing with around the 10-second delay. I will include the link to the GitHub repository where you can find it in the description. However, if you have no problem sticking to the Sonos supported streaming services, you'll be pleased with the Sonos app. The Sonos app offers lots of flexibility, making it super easy to stream different music to different rooms or sync the same song everywhere. The speakers work together seamlessly, making it super easy to set up surround sound systems made up of 2 or 3 speakers in each room. You can also put 2 Play 1 speakers together to create a stereo pair, as the Play 1 alone is a mono speaker. This enables you to create really immersive home theater systems using all your devices in the Sonos lineup. One thing I'm hopeful for in the future is Amazon Alexa integration. Sonos has said that it might happen, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. The Play 1 has a weighty and colorful sound, punchy and powerful enough to satisfy a listener in a small room. It offers class-leading audio for its size and price. Behind the steel grille you'll find 3 drivers, a mid-range driver, a bass driver, and a small tweeter, which is the typical arrangement for most bookshelf speakers. Since the speaker itself, it has a pretty small form factor, there's less space inside the enclosure. And not only does the Play 1 have to fit its own amplifier inside, but it also has to be able to create enough sound to fill a room on its own, unlike bookshelf speakers which usually come in pairs. Sonos combats this problem by using stronger than average speaker magnets that enables the speaker cones to move farther, a whopping 7mm back and forth. The Play 1 produces a relatively hearty sound and gets pretty loud. It refuses to distort audio even at maximum volume, which is impressive for a speaker of its size. It produces a pretty neutral sound across the board, but definitely has more bass than I was expecting. Overall, the Play 1 is very pleasant to listen to, with enough bass and fulfilling mids and highs. Now it's conclusion time, and I think it's really down to who the speaker is for. The Sonos Play 1 is a great little speaker and an excellent addition to the Sonos ecosystem. The design is elegant and fits almost any setting, the setup is as easy as it gets, and the software is great, and the sound quality is very good for its size. In my opinion, it's probably not for the audiophile who obsesses over every single sound and tone, but this brilliant little speaker is great for anyone else who wants a great speaker with expandability into a sound system. It crushes its competition in every category, and while it's not cheap, the Sonos Play 1 is a great entry point into the Sonos ecosystem and hi-fi sound systems as a whole. So thanks for watching. You can check us out on the web here, or on YouTube here. We're also on Twitter here, here, and here. As always, I'm Alex from New and Improved. See you on the next review.